couldn't get the second letter of the call sign there with a whistle. Go ahead.
K6MI. Yeah, I'm hearing long delayed echoes. Good to hear you on, Mike.
Oh, you're hearing long delayed echoes on the stream, huh?
There we go. Now I can, I got to dial you in. I'm at least 10, maybe 100 cycles off. At any rate, 711 K6MI.
Yeah, K6 Mexico, Italy, K6MYC. I think I'm on frequency here. At least everything's looking pretty good. It tells me I'm on the right frequency anyway. And I'm hooked to GPS, so it should be off or close. The only thing that can be off in a 220 system is the crystal in the transverter. If it's off a few kilohertz, a few cycles, then I'll be off. But from my recollection, everybody seems to think it's pretty close. I don't know who's running a closer or a calibrated system that's got everything out of the picture. Most everybody runs transverters here. Anyway, good evening to you, John. Good to hear you. Nice strong signal tonight. Now I should log you and K6 USY in.
Very good. Yeah, I'm 70 cycles off, but I don't have the GPS on it yet.
Okay, well, I'm beamed over to the Bay Area, so that's kind of where we're going to start. Bay Area, and also listening for KW6S, but he's usually not here right at 7:30. He usually figures I'm going to be a little late, but I don't have anything south of him, so there's no point in me pointing down the valley toward Fresno toward you, because as you can tell, you can probably hear me without me pointing that way.
Right, I'm beamed down south, and at 7:45 I'll go down 10, K6MI.
Yeah, okay, very good. Thank you for that, John, and check in with the boys and see who you've got down there. We missed you at the club meeting the other night. I guess you had another commitment, but everybody, thank you for your extra heavy-duty work on the Skip newspaper or paper that you put out. So everybody was very thankful that you do that. I know it's a lot of work, John. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to do it. Yeah, I had Philharmonic. And next month, the DX convention is on the Friday night at the meeting. So I'm going to head down to the DX convention.
Oh, aren't they going to shift the meeting maybe to a one night earlier or something? That might be the thing to do there.
Well, I hadn't heard that.
Well, I hadn't heard it either. I just made it up.
Fair idea. Yeah, we'll have to see if the board will go for that.
Oh yeah, well it's just you got a month to get the word out to everybody, and yes, the meeting might be a little light, but they're going to be light anyway because half the guys are going to be down, perhaps fiddling around at Visalia, having a few, tipping a few over.
You bet. Well, it is what it is, and only some of us are DX orientated, but the speakers look wonderful, and the DXpedition videos are really interesting, and I like to tour around the commercial exhibits and buy a few things too.
Yeah, well, that's always good if you need anything.
No, I probably don't need anything, but I love to look and buy anyways.
I hear you. I always find something. Oh, I could use that maybe if I could see.
Thinking of asking if we could get a deal going on those ICOM 905s, the ones that go up to 10 gigs.
Yeah, I guess I could talk to Robert and see if he could buy one or two. How many do you want one, and who else wants one? I don't. I'll never do anything up there, but who else wants one?
I'll ask around, but yeah, I can take one for sure.
Okay. Now, poke around and see, because if I can just have Robert or Lee pick up the phone and see if they'll give us a dealer discount or some kind of a break on it. It's called ICOM what? ICOM 905, is that it?
Yeah, the one that goes up to 10 gigs. They have some omnidirectional antennas that they sell with it, but we might want to have our own beams.
Yeah, I would think so. Either horns or little dishes work up at those frequencies at the upper end. I got lots of the little satellite TV dishes. If anybody wants one of those, I've got 3 or 4 of them kicking around, all the way out to about 3 feet wide. Let's see, who's over there listening in the Bay Area? We're looking for KW6S, and we're looking for anybody in the Bay Area. Let's see where I'm pointed here. I'm pointed at 280.
Well, this is Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar bouncing off the Bay Area.
Boy, you sure are, and you're very strong, Paul. That's a very nice signal tonight. K6WIS, K6MYC, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for coming back to me, Mike. K6MYC, this is K6WIS, receiving 5x7. Strong signal tonight, so maybe this hour earlier makes a better band pass. But anyway, we've got to relay the 2 Clear Lake folks in, KA6OSX and then 1 PPP. Over.
Roger, I got them, thank you. And what's new up there with you? You still got snow on the ground?
Oh, no. Well, when it snowed, it was mixed with rain and it washed away pretty quickly, so it never stuck around. Thank goodness. So hopefully this is the last of the winter storms and we can sort of have a bit of a spring break later this week.
Yeah, well, we hope it isn't the last of the winter storms, because I didn't get anything from the last one. I only got a ½ inch. I haven't made 10 inches yet this year.
Oh, wow. Well, from that last storm that came through, got about 4.5 inches over 4 days, with that. So, averaging over an inch a day. So, that's enough for us here in the foothills. The ground is still kind of sopping wet. And so it's okay for doing burn piles right now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm burning everything. Everything burns up here very quickly. And my ground is already getting powdery. It's already dry, and the surface of the ground is still, if you dig down, it's damp, but the surface inch now is inch and a half as dry as a bone, so we're really hurting here, over.
Okay, roger that. Yep, well, yeah, it's definitely a lot drier down in the south. There's still semi-arid desert, it sounds like. But we're wet enough here in the foothills for now, over.
Yeah, well, I got 2.5 times more rain last year than this year, so it's a dramatic difference. I had over 25 inches of rain last year. This year I can't make 10.
Yeah, okay, well, we should have got more with all the storms we've been having, but anyway, maybe we'll still get some more, over.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind just rain. It doesn't have to come with a big snowstorm. It could just be rain. I'd just take anything that was wet. We got a 30% chance overnight, which means we won't get any.
Right, yeah, we've got a final front coming through in the Northern California region right now, which is giving the odd sprinkle of rain here and there. And then that'll be over Tuesday. Then I think Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, it'll be clearing up here.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to have something as late as Tuesday, but it's very, very marginal if we get anything at all. Anyway, we need it. I don't know why we can't get rain in this area this year. It's interesting. Frank lives 15 miles north of me here, W6BBS, and he got 3 inches of rain in the last storm, and I got a ½ inch. So go figure, 15 miles.
Yes, but he's at a high elevation. He's more up in the foothills, isn't he? Over.
Well, I'm in the foothills. I'm at 1,200 feet. He's at 2,300. But, yeah, it's higher, but that's not it. It's just coming through in the belt, and the belt just isn't on me.
Right, yep. That probably helps that extra elevation. Pollock Pines is only less than 6 miles away from me, yet it goes up to, 3,900 feet, and they were dumped on with snow, and it stayed permanently on the ground, over.
Yeah, no, I hear ya. Now, Frank got some snow at his elevation, too, but it was mush. It melted within a few minutes. Anyway, let's see. I'm pointed toward the Bay Area. Is anybody awake and kicking over there in the Bay Area? Bozo Net, K6MYC.
W6PQL.
Well, there you are. W6PQL. I don't have the antenna quite on you, but it's good enough for now. And how was your day? You getting all healed up from your operation?
Pretty good. Let's see, we have Fred in here also, KD6SOK, and feeling pretty good. I'm trying to obey the surgeon's orders not to pick up anything heavier than 15 pounds. I don't have a case up here, but I can't help myself. You must have somebody else on the horn there. Yeah, about 10 days ago, Fred, I had a double hernia that had to be taken care of. I'd been nursing it along for about 6 months or so, but it took me a while to get scheduled for surgery. It's all done. All came out very nicely, so all's good. That's the main thing. KD6SOK.
I hear you now, Fred. Gee whiz, I'm having to point really weird for you. KD6SOK, K6MYC. Are you pointed different, or where are you?
Oh, I haven't changed the direction of the antenna at all. It's still, it's not unchanged, Mike, but I hear you a lot better now. Whatever you did made a big improvement. I heard you talking to Paul up in Placerville, but go ahead and give it a try, KD6SOK.
We're all done with Paul there as far as information and stuff. We were just taking a standby to see if KW6S should be in here yet. I'm pointed now right at him. But he doesn't remember that he's first on the list here on the 220 net. And then we go up to Nevada, and then we finish in Nevada, and then I start in Nevada on 6 meters, and then come back his way.
Yeah, I saw Tom in person yesterday, so it was nice to meet Tom. I had talked to him, I think, briefly, but I didn't
It's KW6S.
To see him and talk to him a little bit. He was very nice.
Yeah, I missed a little bit of that. Who did you hook up with yesterday?
KW6S, Tom, and Santa Cruz.
Okay, yeah, and he just popped in on a frequency here. Yeah, he indicated that he met you up there and was pleased to have an eyeball with you. And he sold quite a bit of stuff and came home with a fairly empty trailer and a few dollars in his wallet, so that was good. Stand by a second, Fred. See if you can hear Tom in there. Go ahead, Tom. KW6S 610 K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S. Hearing you in great shape now. Our net just got over with the 10-meter one local, so I got over here, and I think you'd already moved up to the Bay Area, but I'm still hearing you in good shape.
Well, you tend to forget this. I'm going to tell you again. 222, there's nobody south of me that I have to point for. So I start in the direction of you and the south part of the Bay Area, which I did. when I heard W6PQL, I moved the antenna up a little bit north for him, and then I overshot because I pushed the wrong button here. Then he hooked up with Fred, who I couldn't hear, and then I kept going south until I got down to your spot, and there was Fred. So I'm splitting here, kind of pointing halfway to you and halfway to Fred. Anyway, you're the first on the list, so if you could be here at 7:30 from now on, that would be helpful. Otherwise, we'll catch you as we can, and you can come in any time you want. Usually I can hear you no matter when you call in, but that's why I'm already past you by the time you get here, is because we start with you. Over.
Yeah, I know. It's just my other net kind of runs late, and so by the time I get done there and get switched over, I'm a little bit late. So I'll make more of an effort to bail out of that one a bit early. But yeah, I'm glad you're working KD6S okay there, and it's good to hear PQL's working well on his recovery. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, okay. Well, no worries. As long as I know, I had forgotten, too, that you had that 10-meter net before on this Monday night. I didn't remember that. Our 10-meter net over here is on Wednesday, so I tend to forget about yours, and we don't hear yours over here. Anyway, I will just keep that in mind, and I won't be too concerned when I miss you at the beginning, and we'll come back, or we'll keep listening for you. And you can hear me usually in several different directions, so you have to just call in whenever you get here, and we can always pick you up. All right, thanks, Tom. I never did hear from Lee last night. He never did check in even later, so I guess he's trying to figure out what to do next. Hopefully he's getting the Quaggy up, and maybe by Thursday we'll have some performance and can check it out there. I think he's probably had plenty of time to get a piece of feed line on it by now. All right, let me go back and finish up with Fred and then Jim, and then see who else is in the Bay Area there.
ALY.
ALY is here. Okay, I'll put you down. Let me get Fred. Go ahead and pick it up if you want, and then we'll send it up to Russ there. KD6SOK, all loaded up with flea market goodies. What did you buy, K6MYC?
Well, the only thing I bought was a transfer from Tom, 432. I really don't need it, but it just brought back memories of when I was doing the transfers in the old days, years ago. And he was certainly selling stuff very, very cheap, so I'm not surprised it went quickly. That's the only thing I got. Got this 432 transfer, so just in case it was bad, but I like the technology and I like those kind of things. Anyway, that's all I had. KD6S okay.
Yeah, okay. What brand of the transverter? Is it tubes or transistors?
It's transistor, it's microwave modules, from England or Liverpool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have one of those. I gave it away to somebody, and now I don't remember who I gave it to. It was a loan, but I never got it back, and I never heard from the guy again. And, of course, he doesn't use it to get on 222. So I probably should have not given it to him. I should have made him pay for it. Then he would have been on. Over.
Yeah, that's too bad. Right. I hear what you're saying.
It seems like when you have skin in the game, you tend to put things on the air that you get for free.
That's absolutely true. When I first got into 1296, Jim PQL was very kind to kind of help me out, and but I had the interest. I really wanted to get on 1296, so that was a big difference. And a lot of people, they'll say, "Oh, I want to do this," but then they don't follow through at all. So, but I was different about that. I really wanted to get on 1296, so I was grateful for Jim's help.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that's good. It's nice to have you on 1296, and of course we'll look for you tomorrow night. Should be pretty good conditions. It seems like starting earlier is giving us a little break on some people, getting a little more signal from some of the guys without any degradation on anybody else. So there you go. 7-3 for now, Fred, and we'll see you tomorrow night for sure. or later on 6 meters if you want to check in on 6. I'm already tuned up on 6, but you'll be about 9 o'clock before we get to you for 6 meters. You may be already in bed because they're working you to death, right?
Yeah, I'll probably be up sound asleep. I'm pretty tired today, so I don't think I'll do it. I'm going to bed early. But anyway, thanks for the offer, Mike. 7-3, Katie Success, okay?
Okay, 7-3 for now, Fred. Okay. WB6JNN. Jim, are you in here tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. WB6JNN. I couldn't hear you at first. I guess you had your antenna in some other direction there. Now you're F9.
Yeah, good signal from you, Jim. We missed you the other night. I think it was last night we called and either got tangled up or somehow we missed you. We had a massive net. We had 44 check-ins, and it could have been 54 if even some of the regulars like you had checked in. So we missed a lot of regulars, but we got a few people that had not checked in, so that sort of makes up a difference of a little bit anyway. Anyway, it was a huge net last night for some unknown reason. I don't know why some nights are so much bigger than others. It seems like everybody decides to get on one night, and then everybody takes breaks on another night, and it doesn't seem to be related to anything. It's just the way it works. Anyway, you're sounding good, and you're not recovering from an operation, so I won't ask you how you're doing.
Okay, very good. Well, last night I just was watching something on TV and got engrossed, and by the time I realized it was like 9 o'clock, I said, whoops.
Well, we were still going strong at 9 o'clock. We actually ran over. I didn't even get to Nevada by 9 o'clock last night, over.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know that, but anyway, I just decided it was too late. And I think you're usually going over that the other direction, and I don't think you normally hear me on the back of your antenna.
Well, what we do when I leave the Nevada area, I usually come back, and if we've missed somebody very notably, or if we have a very poor check-in list from any particular area, mainly the Bay Area, I usually go back to the Bay Area at the end of the net and look for, and sit there and rag shoot with the local guys, but with the antenna toward the Bay Area. And this was between 9 and 9:30. I don't think we got out of the shack until after 9:30 last night, Jim. So you can check in about any time if you're still up. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, I just decided it was too late, and I just didn't even try. So next time I'll at least see if anybody's around. I think I did take a listen, and I didn't hear anybody. So I wouldn't have heard several of the people over there. So that's the thing there.
So you're not taking advantage of the live streaming, huh?
I didn't have the computer on because I wasn't in here.
Oh, okay. If you just leave it on until the live streaming shuts off, then you'll know what's going on, because we were on here and we were streaming till well past 9:30, I'm sure, last night.
Yeah, okay, well, bad on me then, but I'll remember that next time and at least check to see if anything's going on, because it takes a little bit to get the computer going here.
Yeah, I understand. Well, when I came back to the Bay Area last night, I remember specifically I called for you, I called for KB6BA, I called for K6KLY, I called for KT2G, and K6VVP. I called for at least 5 or 6 stations, and then we sat here and rag shoot, but nobody ever did come in. Anyway, no worries. Just so you know, we're there usually, and the net usually isn't over till well past 9 o'clock on big nights like that. 7-3 for now. Who else do we have in the Bay Area? K6MYC Bozo Net.
WA6AXX, no traffic.
Okay, good evening, Ed.
This evening, nothing much going on here.
Yeah, KLY was in there, as I recall.
Yeah, I'm going to get KLY right now. I'm just writing Ed in here. Let me get 773 in here and shoot it over to K6KLY. 111, Russ. Take it away, Russ.
All right, Mike. Well, you're up and down. You're S9 on peaks, and then you take a fade down to about S3. Well, I'm waiting my date for when I have my surgery, probably sometime next week. So that's what's going on. Nothing else to report. Over.
Yeah, okay. I forgot what that was for. You told me. Now I forgot already.
They're going to put a heart valve in. Over.
Oh, is that the one that's no, Jim's got the leaky heart valve on the output. Which one are they doing for you?
Yeah, same thing on the output. Over.
Oh, okay. Did you choose what brand of pig you're going to use?
Yeah, I don't know that yet until Thursday. I have a meeting with the doctor on Thursday. Talk about all the details. Over.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. Hopefully that all goes smoothly and you won't be leaking anymore. Otherwise, did you have fun? Did you get in any of the contests over the weekend? And were you able to work any South Americans or anybody on 6? I did have one sideband contact with Charlie Echo 5. Over.
Okay, well, let me look at the log here. What date was it? On the 7th. On the 7th, we had LUs and CEs, and again on the 8th, we had CE2. Over.
Yeah, but this was on sideband.
Well, minor FT8.
I know that. Hundreds of guys worked on FT8.
All right, carry on, and I'll report in when I know more. Over.
All righty, very good. Good to hear you. K6KLY, K6MYC, QRZ, Bozo Net, Bay Area. I guess we're pretty much worn out on the Bay Area here. I don't know if KB6BA has 220. I thought he did, but maybe not. Jim, let me come over your way just a little bit more. I never did get on you here. So let me go to... Come on, chair. There we go. This should be, well, I may have overshot slightly. It looks like the antenna's skewed a little bit today. If you're still there, just give me a quick signal report. Jim, W6PQL, K6MYC.
Well, let's see. You're about 5 and 7, something like that. 5 and 7, 5 and 8. It's up and down, like as it always is. But I never lost you so far, even when you were swinging the antenna around for other folks. So there you go. Still sound good.
Okay. Well, it seems like something has changed in my readouts here. And I noticed the same thing on 432. We did find the problem on 432, by the way, the other night. It was nothing in the antennas. It was a jumper at the base of the tower that came from the hard line over to the relay and that preamp box. And the jumper had come loose on one end. It was a little piece of 4-foot long cable, and one end was loose and got water in it. Over.
On what band was this?
That was on 432 the other night. Remember, I was having trouble with VSWR kickout, so I had dropped the power to about 400 watts. The amplifier was holding at 400 watts, but it wouldn't let me go full power.
Oh, yeah. Your SWR must have been something like 3 or 4 to 1 at that point then. Okay, well, I'm glad you found it. It's always something, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. With a system as complex as I have, it's always something. Well, I do pretty well. And it was minor. I was able to function through it. I knew that something was wrong. And we got a chance to look at it, not yesterday, but, well, maybe we did. Yeah, yesterday when Frank came over on Saturday, I think he found it. Anyway, it was just a little drop of water in the cable. And I didn't go out and check it. It felt like it was one bad antenna because the pattern was skewed, but that appears to be the rotor may be creeping off by a few degrees here because I'm peaking you at 284, 282 right now, and you're normally at 287. So this should be more stable where I'm pointed for you now. Anyway, thank you, Jim, and we'll see you a little bit later on 6 here. I'm all tuned up and ready to go. But I'll be starting in Nevada, and then I work my way back to you, so probably somewhere between 8:45 and 9 o'clock before I get to the Bay Area.
Yeah, okay, not a problem. I'll be around. I'll have the receiver going and so forth. Besides, you're probably live streaming anyway, so we'll catch you when you get around this way again. Steve I haven't been able to contact him for, well, all last week, but the Southern California net reports he's present, so he may have some sort of a technical issue down there. We'll try him again tonight. See you later, K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay, well, we'll catch on one band to the other here. 7-3 for now, Jim. Thank you for the signal check. I may have to just recalibrate this readout. If everybody else appears to be 5 to 10 short of where I should be, then I'll recalibrate with the rotor controller here. 7-3 KWB6 W6PQL and the group K6MYC. Anybody else in the Bay Area before I go QRT and go to Oakley? Okay, I don't hear anybody. Let's go to Oakley. Based on what I just said, this should be about right for Oakley right here. N6 Radio Oscar K6MYC.
K6MYC from N6RO, Bozo 835. Sort of a not chilly, but not warm day here in Oakley. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you didn't give me long enough to sweep back and forth. Looks like I got a little offset in the rotor readout here, so I was trying to get a peek on you. It was a nice day here, but it didn't quite get up to 60. I think it was just below 60, but because there was little wind, very little wind at the middle of the day, I did get down to T-shirt weather for about 4 hours. So we got a lot of little cleanup things done, and I sat in the sun and made a toy today. I had a top of a bottom, actually, it's the bottom half of a doghouse that I've had for many years, never used. I use it for cover up some equipment up at the big tower. But the bottom half was never used, so I turned it into, I put wheels on it today. It's a big tub sort of a thing, a big green tub, but it's UV stabilized and everything. So I put wheels on it, put a handle on it, and now I use it to cut in, I'm cutting up a lot of little tiny twigs, 1 inch, half-inch to 1 inch diameter stuff for fire starters. I have a whole bunch of green ones, but I have to put them in a pile somewhere and let them soak in the sun for a couple of months, and then they'll be ready for maybe next winter. I've got tons of them because I did a lot of landscaping here recently, and I've just got piles and piles of twigs. So I'm cutting them up, and I'm using this this green bin with a big, beautiful stainless steel handle on it that I got off of a one of my old charcoal burners here, grill. I took the grill apart, but I saved this beautiful stainless handle, and lo and behold, it just fits this thing beautifully, like it was made for it. So that's what I did today, aside from cutting up a few sticks into shorter pieces. Over.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad to hear you got to recycle one of your old assets, turn it into something useful. I'm a believer in that. I try to do it myself, except I'm too much of a pack rat and I never get rid of anything. Anyway, we're going to go off and cook some chicken and be ready to go on 6 meters a bit later. N6RO.
Okay, yeah, we'll catch you on 6 in a little bit. Signals are not bodacious from you. Are you running any kind of power, or what are you running for power tonight on 220?
It's about 150 watts. You came up. You're the loudest you have been.
Yeah, well, I finally got the peak, and it's actually where you should be. You're at 297. I usually get you at 297 to 300, so pretty damn close. I'm not going to worry about it now until I confirm it's off. It seems to be the Bay Area is skewed to the south tonight, but you seem to be right where you should be, give or take. Alrighty, see you in a little bit. Enjoy your dinner there. I haven't had mine yet. It's waiting in there for me. Steve's not in there on 220 because he doesn't have this band, so I'll go right up to the Bay Area. Thanks, Ken. N6RO, K6MYC.
Roger. We'll see you later.
Roger. Clear Lake. I passed over Clear Lake. I'm not sure if you guys are. Oh, no, I got them. They already checked in. They're already in here, so I got Clear Lake already. So there's KJ6KFB, West Sacramento, KJ6KFB, KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, K6MYC, calling and listening. Okay, how about KO6KD, K6MYC?
Yeah, KO6KD, right here, Mike, and Darren should be there as well. I'm surprised you didn't hear Darren. He's supposed to be there. I just talked to him on 2 meters. He said he was going to turn over and listen for you. Over.
Well, I'll move back a little bit and see if I can find him. Let's try this here, somewhere around in this area maybe. KJ6KFB, KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, K6MYC, over.
Hey, you almost found me. Okay, I'll give you some audio. Video, Kilo, Julia, 6 Kilo, Foxtrot Bravo, 756. That's right, 756, trying to check in with P6.
Okay, you're Q5, not quite as strong as usual, but Q5, and you're skewed off to the west again. So I'm finding quite a few signals skewed to the west tonight for some reason. It may be that the antenna is off a few degrees. But we've got you, Darren, and your 2.5 watts are doing a miraculous job there. KJ6KFB 756 K6MYC standing by. Go ahead.
Okay, Mike. Your signal here is not as clear as typical. I think we've got a little bit more noise going on. These darn power companies making all kinds of noise. So I will hope to catch over on 6 meters, and let's hope that the radio doesn't decide to reset in mid-flight. Catch you there, KJ6 KFB.
Okay. Look for you on 6 meters. Probably around 8:45, 8:30, somewhere between 8:30 and 8:45. KJ6KFB, K6MYC. Good evening. And back up to you, Bill.
All right, I'll let you get the antenna pointed more this way, and yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm not hearing Darren, obviously. I'm not hearing him direct, but okay. Darren's just saying he's going to go step inside to eat his dinner, so just chimed in over on the 2 meter frequency. But yeah, very good. I was quite surprised at listening to the streaming how well you're copying him. That is truly amazing, and it is a testament to not only what you have down there and how well it is working with all the additional game that you have, but also to your antenna that he has perched up there at the peak of his roof. So, yep, it really goes to show you how if you get the proper equipment, it really does work. And yeah, I mean, it's credit goes to you for all that your design work and everything. So, anyway, 776 checking in. I'll go ahead and check out, and we'll look for you. You said about 8:38, probably closer to 8:45. We'll look for you over on 6 meters then. K6MYC, and good evening to everybody else on the Bozo Net with the sound of my voice, KO6KD.
Roger, and we'll be streaming, so you can keep track of us that way too.
Okay, yeah, I'll switch over. Well, I'm there now, so I'll keep an eye on it. And John is also out here, so he'll be, but he's not on 220. So I'll be, we'll both be, all three of us out here. So, and by the way, you are peaking 10 dB over 9. 10 dB over 9 with no preamps or anything. You've got a magnificent signal tonight on 220, Mike.
Yeah, that's good. Everything's working okay on 220, and I've got you recalibrated here at 328. We're down at 321 is where I was peaking. It's 322, 323, somewhere in there. So it seems to be off a little bit. I've reset it, and hopefully it won't be very far off for anybody else here. All righty, take care. and we'll catch up with you in a few minutes here on 6. KO6KD, and of course tomorrow morning, Bob won't be there. Bob will not be there tomorrow morning. And I'll be on sort of a short fuse, although even more so maybe on Wednesday. Frank should be here tomorrow. And then Wednesday my batteries arrive. The big batch of another 6 batch of batteries come in on Wednesday if everything goes according to plan. And so we'll be trying to get them hooked up as much as we can all on Wednesday, but that may not occur until the next day. Anyway, big days, the next couple of days here. I don't know if you heard my comments about making a new toy today. I took an old dog house that I had here, which was just the bottom half, which was a big green bin, quite large, 3 feet long and 30 inches wide and about a foot deep, and I made a tub. It was a tub, essentially, so I put wheels on it and then put a handle on it for leftover from an old barbecue grill that I took apart. So I made it into a new toy, and it works beautifully. And I'm going to just put the little kindling wood, little sticks and stuff that I've been cutting, and I'm going to put it all in there. It's going to hold most of it, and then I'll just set it out in the sun and let it dry out. All those will be kindling sticks for future fires, but I don't think any of them will be dry enough by May before we run out of need to start the fire anymore. These are next year's kindling, so I'm working way ahead of the game here. Man, I got wood in the barn. I've been keep putting in green oak that we keep cutting down here. So I'm really I got a really full wood burn. I burned all the stuff that was around the outside perimeter that I could keep dry. And so I haven't burned much of my wood barn stuff at all tonight, or this year. So next year I'm going to have to relax and not cut any new wood, burn what I have here. See you in a little bit, Bill. KO6KD, K6MYC. Anybody else hear me within the sound of my voice? 222 Bozo Net, over. Okay, nothing heard. Let me go to Nevada. Here we are up to Nevada. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, and maybe even KE7UQL. I don't remember, but I think you've got this antenna working. KE7UQL or N7WT, K6MYC. K6MYC, November 7 Whiskey Tango, number 657, over. Yeah, good loud signal, Larry. And on your next transmission, take your time and let me sweep back and forth across you so I can confirm that I've got this thing, the rotor back in calibration again. We missed you last night by a little bit. We had a very huge net last night. We had 44, almost 45 check-ins by the time we were done. So it's very, very long and very slow, so I apologize we didn't get to you before 9 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I was there, and we did check in with you, but then you said you'd be back in a couple of minutes, and almost 20 minutes or 30 minutes later, I decided it was time to go to bed. And 7WT.
Yeah, well, what happened was we had a lot of new check-ins that we hadn't heard for a year or two, coming out of the middle of the Sacramento Valley and east of Sacramento, west of Sacramento also. So there was about 5 guys that normally check in, and that's along with being very busy with lots of other check-ins, that kept me from getting there when I expected to. Usually I only have 3 or 4 check-ins in the Sacramento area, and we ended up having 9. And of course, chatter between them, of course. So that's what happened there. Give me some longer chatter and tell me if you've heard Daniel, and then I'll get a peek on you here, Larry, over.
Hey. I never know if CW got 6 here. Anyway, I was it's no big deal. I just like to say, sometimes since I was already checked in, I decided not to do anything more of that. And tonight, just for information, you're 5 and 7, but I do still have a high noise level, but you're also 5 and 7 above that, over.
Okay. Well, were you sending CW there while you were talking?
This is what my meter's reading, 5 and 7, over.
No, I said, were you sending CW while you were talking? There was somebody sending CW while you were talking. I don't know who that would be. Richard does not have 220, does he?
Okay, that was Richard playing on 6 meters. I tried to turn the volume down because he started sending CW right as you and I were talking. And it was Richard on 6 meters, over.
Okay, well, I kept hearing Richard's key. I recognized his fist, and I thought, well, Richard doesn't have 222, so maybe you were playing yourself or something, but that explains that. Okay. How about Daniel? Do you know if he's here?
I haven't heard him. I don't think he couldn't be, but anyway, you're now up to 5 and 8. Your signals are nice and clean tonight for a change. N7WT.
Well, it's probably the hour. We're an hour early, Larry. I think that's the biggest part of it. We're in the stable part of the evening here.
Okay, well, anyway, give old Daniel a call, see if he's there. And I assume you're going to be coming early on 6 meters on us. The guys know over there. N7WT.
Yeah, I'm on 6 right now. I'll be over there. I'm going to take a break. It's only about 6 after 8, and I'm going to take a break for 5 minutes and see if I can eat a little dinner. We didn't get dinner until after Matt got home, so I haven't had dinner yet. So I'll take a little break, and I'll start about 8:15 or 8:20 on 6 meters directly at you, over.
Okay, well, anyway, before you run, you might give Daniel a call. He might be in there. He's awful quiet until you call him. Anyway, we'll see you on 6 meters, N7WT.
Roger. And KE7UQL, KE7 Uniform Quebec London. KE7UQL, K6MYC. How about it, Daniel?
Roger. This is 272 KE7UQL. Go ahead.
Oh, very loud. Go ahead. And I've got you peaked at 5 degrees here, so I'm right where you should be now. Over.
Roger. Thank you. Yes, the approaching cold front is making a little bit of noise tonight, and the band is up and down a bit. But this is KE7UQL. We've got you, Mike.
Yeah, very nice copy, Daniel, and good to have you in here. I don't know what you got accomplished over the weekend. What bands are you still not functioning on, over?
Well, I need to put 2 meters back up, and then I need to put 1296 back up. We should have a glorious weekend coming this Saturday, over.
You mean in the future you'll have a nice weekend coming in this new Saturday?
Roger. This coming Saturday I should be able to work on the other bands, over.
Roger. Okay, very good. Well, we'll look for you then. I won't look for you tomorrow night. I'll just try to pick up Larry tomorrow night. We'll be going over to 6 meters, and I'll get on 6 meters here in about 10 minutes. 7-3 for now. KE7UQL, K6MYC. 7-3, Daniel. Thanks for being there.
Roger. Thank you. We'll talk to you Thursday on 432. This is KE7UQL, 7-3.
And we did fix 432. Also, we found the problem. We had a little water in the jumper cable at the base of the tower. So that's all fixed. We should be running full power for you on Thursday night, 7-3.
Roger. Good night.
WB6 GBS, KM6SR.
Well, good evening to you. Sounding good. By the way, these two plants you gave me, Bird of Paradise, yeah, they're blooming good.
All right, that's good to hear. I gave a couple to Guy here the other day. No blooms on them. They're kind of young plants, so at least they're working. That's what we want.
Yep, they're doing good there. So I was afraid one of them was in the shade, and one had bloomed, and other one hadn't quite opened up, and I was thought maybe it was in the shade, and that was the reason. But it's opened up now, and it's real nice. So I guess they're both working, sun or shade.
Yeah, I think they like a little bit of shade, at least in this real hot climate. So just probably a little slower because it doesn't have direct sun there. So that all sounds good. KM6SR.
Very good. Well, we'll wait a little bit on the rest of them there.
Roger, I hear some CW, but I can't decide for that. So anyway, yeah, just waiting here. I haven't got the streamer up running yet to see when he quits 220 in time to get over here. Over.
Okay, very good. We'll wait just a little bit.
Hey, hi Rob. I'm running barefoot at the moment. I'm warming up the amp. Is that you in there, Carrie, that I hear? Can you hear me at 80 watts?
Yeah, Dave, I'm hearing you pretty good there. WA6 LOL, KM6SR. Yeah, I'm pointing up that way because Mike usually starts up there after the 220 net. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, say hi to Kerry for me. I got a chance to meet him, have an eyeball with him there at the club, and tell him I said hi. And I'm warming up the amp, so in 134 more seconds, I'll be hearable.
Roger, Roger. No, I'm copying you fine right now, so it's working. I was talking to Ben, WB6GBS. I don't know if Kerry was in here. It was before I got on, I guess, but I've been here a while. Over.
Oh no, I just misread the voice there. I didn't hear too much of it, but it sounded like Kerry's voice for a moment. But anyway, well, yeah, I'm running 81 watts, which is typically what I drive this amp at. So, yeah, so anyway, glad you can hear me and everything. And so, yeah, I guess when Mike gets down here, we'll have a net. So what's new with you?
Oh, not too much. Did a little more recycling stuff today, trying to get things cleaned up. I guess you call it spring cleaning. Over.
Oh, yeah. I've never done that yet. One of these springs I'll have to clean up. Everything. Well, I did clean the workbench. It got to be about 1.5 feet high, and it was too many layers to see the bottom. So I had to clean it up because I couldn't deal with it anymore. Only 52 more seconds till I got some power here. Anyway, you know, I wanted to mention to you, I've put about 5 pounds of ferrites on everything, and I just buy the cheap ones at Amazon. They work really good for filtering out the noise from these USB, super noisy USB hubs.
I hear you, Larry. I'm listening to Dave. I'll be right with you.
Switching power supplies and cords that go to like LED lights and things. I put just pounds and pounds of ferrites and everything. What a difference it's made on noise.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to you and see what kind you're using and everything. Yeah, I heard Larry in there, N7WT. He doubled with you there. Hang on a minute, Dave. Go ahead, Larry.
Hello, Rob. M6SR and 7WT.
Yep, I got you, Larry. Got you checked in if you can't wait around. So I think Mike, is he finished with a 220 net? Over?
Yeah, I talked to him on 220. He said he was going to take a little break and then he'll come over here. Over.
Okay, yeah, I hadn't got the stream up yet. I had some other stuff I was looking at online. All right, thank you. We'll be standing by. KM6SRR.
Yeah, if they want to catch a little bite to eat or something, then he was going to come over here. Save 5 or 6 minutes, something like that.
Yep, sounds good. A man's got to eat, you know. Over.
Okay, Rob. You have a good evening. We'll be standing by here at 7WC.
Okay, Larry. I'll be standing by too. And go ahead, Dave. WA6LOL.
KM6SRR, KD6BQ.
Oh, I heard KD6BQ. How you doing? Is that Richard or Daniel? I can never remember.
Yeah, it's Richard here. We're doing okay, but I can see you got other conversations going on down there, so I thought I'd say hi while we're waiting for Mike to eat his dinner.
All right, sounds good. If you can't hang around, I got you checked in for him. Over.
We're going to stick around. We'll be here at 7:30.
Okay, sounds good, Larry. All right, go ahead, Dave. WA6LOL.
Yeah, also before.
Yeah, Rob. Boy, I heard Larry in there. So I started turning the antenna 90 degrees where usually I pick them up the best. And I thought, how come the signal isn't changing? And I was turning the 2-meter antenna and we're on 6. Oh, well, too many buttons.
Okay, Larry, I copied that on KJ6IX. They doubled with you, Dave. Can you repeat? Over.
Oh, I just was turning the wrong antenna trying to peek up on Larry there. I was turning the 2-meter antenna. I was laughing at myself. Anyway, you go ahead. It sounds like you're checking people in and everything. Rob, KM6SRR, WA6LOL.
Yeah, we're just kind of shooting the breeze there, waiting for Mike to catch a little bite to eat, and then we'll get the net going here. I always listen in, and I can add people in if they can't hang around, so I always answer back. KM6SRR.
Okay. Hey, did I get any louder?
Maybe a little bit. You know, sometimes the QSB goes back and forth. I can't tell whether, you know, just low QSB and no amp or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. With QSB, it's pretty hard to tell. But anyway, yeah, you're peaking out at about at S5 on my 7300 S meter.
Okay, that's 5. That's not too good. I've got a little bit higher SWR in this antenna. When it fell over, I got it together, and I thought I checked it out. And then when I put it up, it didn't want to work top notch. So I'm just making do until I get my towers. Over.
Well, watch out, because if your horizontal antenna fell over for a little bit, it would be vertical. Don't let Mike know that.
Well, it was vertical to the squared power because it was upside down. Over.
Yeah, just kidding. Yeah, we were on. I told him the band was open the other day, and he went down there and he worked a CE Argentina or Chile down there on sideband, and I was listening to him on the international frequency at 110, and anyway, at one point he says, "Come on, you guys, get the hell off of that FT8 and come on down here with the real men," you know. So anyway, I'm looking forward next opening. I'm going to go down to 110 and try some sideband with those South American guys. That sounded pretty fun. It's pretty difficult to understand them for me, though. He speaks the language, I don't.
Yeah, Mike always takes a chance doing that because sometimes you tick them off because you're not supposed to be doing voice in the FT8 area, but he does it anyway, and he could plead, oh well, you know, and sometimes he gets a few guys, so it does work. Over.
Yeah, well, anyway, I guess when you're an old timer, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, well, we were on 110, and he said, well, that's the international DX frequency. So I know I have a lot of EME frequencies that are down there, and I had mentioned to him one time I was going to go off frequency and try and work some EME sideband. He goes, you don't have to move off frequency.
Well, he's been doing it a while, and like you say, he's earned the right to get a little extra respect, I guess. So that is what it is. I learned a lot from him. Over.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's those old-timers that let us know which way is up, huh? I heard Greg in there. Hello, Greg in Groveland. giving me a 22 dB over 9. That's awesome. Hello, WA6LOL.
And WB6GGY up here in Twainhart.
Hey, Twainhart too. Rob, did you copy WA6GGY there at Twainhart?
Yes, I did. Let's see. I can't remember his handle.
Yeah, it's Phil. Phil is in Phillip, and it's a Whiskey Baker 6 Golf Yankee.
Yeah, Phil, that's what I was thinking. Dave said WA, but I was thinking it was WB. Anyway, we got you here and you're fine. Waiting for Mike to get a little bite to eat, and then he'll be on here. Over.
Copy. Okay, we'll be on the side here, gentlemen. WB6GGY in Greater Twainhart.
Yeah, we've got you, Phil.
Thank you there, Mike. Bozo 884.
Hey, where's the whistle?
Well, I didn't need to whistle tonight. Good evening, Dave.
Hello, Mike. Anyway, good to hear your melodious tones.
Good evening, Mike. Welcome aboard, KM6SR.
Hey, Mike, and WA6HA with info.
Mike, Rob, and I were just discussing how the old-timers like you guys got certain built-in rights.
Yeah, good evening, Greg. And good evening, Rob. I heard you earlier. Greg, go ahead with your news.
All right, WA6HA 1013, and just got off the phone with Paul Purifoy, Dick Collier's neighbor, and Judy has not put together a service yet for him, but she says she's just now starting to get to where she's ready to deal with something like that. So anyway, so stand by, my friend. I will I'll let you know as soon as we hear something. But Dick or Paul Purifoy, his neighbor, was saying that because he's getting calls like every day from everybody around the neighborhood trying to figure out when it's going to happen. So he's just trying to give Judy some space right now. So that's it from this end. And thanks for doing the net tonight, Mike.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for the update on that. At least it sounds like it's maybe something going to happen. Hopefully they've been in contact with Judy's kids. Dick's kids.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with if they're working with Judy to help things out or not at this point. So, and I didn't ask Paul about that, although he'd probably know.
Well, it's no big deal. Now, if the girls are involved, I'll sure hear about it from Matt because he's on Facebook with them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that'll probably work out just fine. So, anyway, one way or the other, we'll get the info to you.
Yeah, and it might even be that when all this settles out, we'll get a chance to have eyeball with you guys.
Hey, Mike, if that comes about, I'd be glad to provide the transportation for you, too, up here.
Oh, I'm going to come up probably with Matt, because Matt was a good friend of Dick's also. Dick actually worked with Matt and worked for us for a while, so Matt would probably go up because he'd like to see the girls as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know whether Dick's ex-wife was also, her name was also Judy. I don't know whether she would, but she would probably attend it. I don't know why she wouldn't attend. But we had a close relationship with Judy as well. We were all real good pal-around friends before they got married.
All right, well, sounds good. I'm sure we'll get the information one way or the other. As a matter of fact, if we can get Mike up here, Dave, we could bring him by my place and your place and go see Phil too. So we'll have to get the whole Tuolumne County group around to show Mike a good time.
We'll get all of our antenna problems ready for him.
Oh, that's cruel, but I'm laughing my head off.
Yeah. That's okay. That's the name of the game.
All right, Mike. Well, that's about it from my end. And yeah, thanks for doing the net. And we'll keep you informed. WA6HNA in Groveland.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Greg. Now, let me just check and see if I've pointed right for Larry. Larry, are you there? KB, N7 Whiskey Tango, KD6BQ. Are you there?
I'm not hearing them now, Mike, but they were there earlier. N7WT and KD6BQ, over.
Oh, that's weird. I wonder why they stepped away. I hear you, Richard. Go ahead.
Yeah, K6MYC, K6BQ, number 249. Not real loud tonight, but we're copying, over.
Well, we're copying you. Okay. Let's see. What am I doing here? I turned the power back to about 1200 instead of 1500, but that shouldn't make that much difference.
Oh, you're loud now. You must have done something. Larry and Dale are chatting on the 220 FM thing, but it looks like they quit, so maybe they're starting to hear you too, over.
I'm here.
Okay. Good. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, K6MYC, you're 5 and 8. Good signal tonight, over. Better than the last few days, over.
Better tonight on 6 than it has been, or are you talking about generally?
Oh, I thought I spoke too soon. You just dropped from 5.8 to 5.3. QSB is very rapid, over.
Yeah, I don't see anything here. I didn't look at your meter here, but I can't hear any difference in what you're doing.
Yeah, I still hear you okay, but you went from 5.8 down to 5 and 1.
Yeah, I didn't change anything.
Anyhow, you're much better on 220 tonight than I've heard you lately, so maybe that'll improve a little bit. I didn't have you were above the noise, and part of the time you were up to 5.8, almost pushing 9.59. So that worked real well on 220 tonight, or?
Yeah, no, it seems like it's probably just the hour difference, Larry. I think we're at a better part of the day for propagation. It gets late in the evening and it gets flaky. So I think it's just that the time shift is making the difference, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping you come back up on another peak and you might be able to work Dale. Dale, he's got a S5 noise level, and so anything that isn't above that, he can't hear it, over.
Okay, but he's on here this evening, is he?
He's trying to listen, but on 220 he was telling me that he's got an S5 noise level and can't hear anybody unless they get above S5.
Well, have him transmit. Let's see if I can hear him.
I just put him on 220 to call you, Mike.
694 again.
Yeah, I got it. 1112. We got you, Dale. You're very light, very weak. Tell him he's weak, but he's readable. Readability 3, Dale. We got you. You're all checked in. KJ6 India X-ray 1112, K6MYC. We got you. I heard the Rogers. We got it all okay. Thanks very much for being there, Dale. Hopefully you can get that system working a little bit better. You get the 6-meter antenna up higher, and maybe you'll get rid of some of that noise that you've got. You got to get the antenna up high and maybe some more gain in the antenna, more directivity. Get rid of some of that noise on the sides and stuff. You can pass that on to him, Larry. Let me get it over to one more round to Richard and Ben, WB6GBS. I have you. We'll get you in just a second. Let me finish up with the guys in Nevada here. KB6, KD6BQ, K6MYC. Go ahead, Richard.
Okay, Mike, K6MYC, KD6BQ, and I was copying you just fine here on 6. There is some QSB on your signal, but your easy armchair copy for me here. And yeah, I think Dale gets the noise knocked down a little bit or gets the antenna up, he'll be able to hear you just fine. So anyway, I was talking to a guy in Hawaii on 10 meters before the net. He said he would swing over this way on 6 to see if he could hear you. I kind of doubt there could be any chance of it, but might keep an ear out just in case. So anyway, good to hear you, Mike. We'll say our 73 and pass it back over to you there. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249, over.
Yeah, who did you want me to listen for, or were you referring to Dale, over?
Oh, there was a station over in Hawaii that he said he'd be listening for the net. So, yeah, just keep an ear open for him. Let's see, his call was, what was his call? It was, interesting enough, KB6EGA/86, but I don't hold out a lot of hope on 6, but he said he'd be listening, so if you hear anything a little weak down there, it's possible.
Okay, very good. And we'll have the antenna in his direction here in about 20 minutes. I'll go down to get KW6S, and that's pretty much the right heading for Hawaii. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he'll be listening, and if he's watching the stream, he'll know where I'm pointing. KW6S is in Santa Cruz, and I have to beam into Santa Cruz. Hawaii is a little bit south of that, but if we've got any propagation, that should make it happen at that time. I don't think we'll have anything, but you never know. That's why they call it the magic band, Richard. 7-3. Thanks for the heads up. 73 to you, Larry, and 7WT. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, 73 to you. By the way, Dale was able to copy you 100% because I typed, or actually piped you through 220 FM to his house. So he heard everything you had to say, and he concurs. And 7WT.
Yeah, he's 20 or 30 dB below you, so that whatever he's doing on 6 isn't doing very much. He got a lot of room for improvement there, and it'll probably make his signal to noise ratio a lot better when he gets up a better antenna or whatever he can do on 6 there to get more directivity and up higher, probably, over.
Yeah, the antenna sits almost on the roof, hardly, and I guess the house is kind of in the way of it, looking south, and so he needs to get it up in the air. We're going to go over and get him a tower. I found him a tower. We're going to go over and get one of those tubular towers next Saturday, and eventually we'll get it up in the air, and he'll be up in the air with a little altitude. Over.
Yeah, well, that'll help a lot. He may be just picking up noise from his own house. If he's got inverters and switchers in the house, he may be picking up his own noise, over.
Yeah, we were asking him that too, because it seemed like he's a lot noisier in his place than I got it here. I have no noise on 6 meters tonight, and he's got S5 noise in his house, over.
Yeah, that's it may be just coming in from inside. I think if he gets it up 20 or 30 feet above that, he should get rid of some of that house noise.
Roger. Okay, well, let's you go. Tonight, I say, enjoy the talking with you when I can hear you clear. Both on 6 and 220. K6MYC and 7WT. 7-3.
Roger, 7-3. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow on 1296, Larry.
I was hopefully it'll work better than it has in the past. And 7WT.
Okay. Richard, 7-3. Did.
W6BBS, 7-2.
Oh, he's got an antenna in the air, do you?
No, this 6 meters has been up here for a while. I've been on 6 the last few nets.
Okay, I believe you.
Just the other bands I can't rotate. And if I had to rotate this in my hand, I'm too tired to do it, over.
Okay. Let me get you written in here, and then we'll pick up Ben. He's on frequency waiting. we got a break here. W6BBS is in, 72. Ben, go ahead. WB6GBS, go ahead.
Okay, W6GBS. Just wanted to say hello more than anything there, and I was tell Rob there. He gave me some plants there that are blooming real good. They're bird of paradise, they're called. So I'm happy they're doing good. So that's about it here. I think we're gonna get the wife a new Kindle here. The old one there, the batteries run out, and I think we got one coming to us here. It's gonna be a lot better.
A new what?
It's a Kindle. It's called, I guess, so she can, different books she can download from Amazon. It's owned by Amazon right now, I guess. Kindle is, and it's not a real computer or anything, but she can download books and stuff on it and read them, so she can enjoy that.
Yeah, okay. You don't have a computer?
Yeah, she has a little computer. She had a lot of this stuff. Like, we got commentaries for the Bible and stuff like that on it, some other books that she likes. So they're all on that, but it's a real old one, and the battery is about shot in it, and you aren't able to replace the batteries. So the only thing you can do is get a new one, and then I guess Best Buy is supposed to help her transfer the ones that are on this old one to the new one. So that'd be good if we can get that to happen.
Oh yeah, that's pretty standard. I've never heard of a computer you couldn't replace the battery. The battery's just in there for the stability aspect of it. I think they had a crystal in there as an oscillator. Was running on the battery. I don't think the computer doesn't run on a battery. Well, it can be. It's supposed to be recharged regularly, but if it's a rechargeable battery, that can be replaced. But maybe it's so old that they don't have them anymore.
Well, you can't get to it, but you can't take the thing apart unless you really know what you're doing. And but we'll talk to Amazon.com and see if I can get a phone number to talk with them. They're supposed to refurnish those, so maybe we can turn the old one in after we get everything off of it and have it refurnished, because it's still a pretty good deal there. And if they can do it, swell, but nobody around town can take them apart and replace the battery that's in the things.
Oh, it's not a standard computer. This is still a Kindle. She has an older Kindle. Is that what you're saying?
Right. It's pretty old, and it's the batteries are shot in it, and then you can't take it apart and replace the batteries. I talked to Ken Holden, the meeting there, and he said it's real hard to do, very complicated to do, and the average person can't do it.
Yeah, well, have you? Best Buy has replaced batteries for me in a computer, so you might, if you haven't already checked with Best Buy, they're pretty good at that, but they may not be able to do it. They may not want to mess with it because it's a Kindle as opposed to a standard computer. Anyway, if you have checked with Best Buy and they can't do it, then you're probably better off just to chuck it, get her a new one. Good luck with that. WB6GBS, we got you checked in, K6MYC.
Very good, thanks. W6GBS clear.
And we're waiting for Kerry in here, KC5DTU. Kerry, where are you?
K6MYC, KC5DTU. I was waiting my turn. Good evening, Mike, and everyone else on the net.
Yeah, good evening, Kerry. Good to hear you. I thought you'd be lurking around here somewhere. Anything real exciting?
Hey, Kerry. Hi. WA6LOL. Good to have an eyeball with you.
Roger. Same here. Looking forward to the next one, so make sure you make it down. We're looking forward to it. Go ahead, Mikey. I have a little bit of stuff, but what I think I'm going to do is I'll bring you the rest of that mulch, and we'll talk up there.
Sounds good. I'm ready anytime. By the way, the next club meeting for him, for Fresno Amateur Radio Club, is on a Friday. The next coming up Friday, and it's also the Friday night of the beginning of the Visalia DX convention. Were you going to come down for that, Dave?
Yeah, I sure am. There's a guy coming out from Philadelphia, and he's going to Hawaii, and then he's coming back for the Visalia thing. So he said, why don't you make it? So I said, well, I come down there with you guys in Fresno, so it's right there. So I will probably set up the Piccadilly Hotel there and make it, yes. And then I might go down to Tehachapi with John after that.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. John mentioned that to me tonight, and I said, why don't we have a club meeting on Thursday night? But that doesn't make any sense. We can just leave the club meeting, and John isn't going to be there, but because he wanted to go down to Visalia, there's some social stuff or whatever is going on Friday night. It's not usually much, but we'll be down there Saturday with the display stuff setting up and all that, and so we'll be there all day Saturday. Yeah, I don't go back for Sunday, and then you can do whatever you want. But we'll do the Friday night ham club meeting probably, if it works out, and then we'll certainly be in Visalia on Saturday morning. But I may end up skipping the ham club meeting one way or the other. I don't know. I'll just have to play it by ear and see how busy it gets and where the rides come from and so on.
All right, well, keep me in mind for rides, and also if you need a hand setting up down there, let me know.
Yeah, well, I don't get involved in that. It's usually done by Robert and Matt and maybe whoever else is going down for the Visalia thing, so we don't. But it's really straightforward. It's better if you just stand back and let it happen, over.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, well, then maybe a ride or something, because I will be coming down, and then I'm right there close at the Piccadilly Hotel. So.
Well, I'll probably ride down there. I'll see. Well, I'll let you know. We'll talk many times before then. I usually go down there with Matt, but we'll see. We'll play the Visalia thing by ear. I talked to him a little bit more about who's going and what time and all that stuff.
I think I doubled with you. I'm saying I'm going to go, Mike, so I can give you a ride, KM6SRR.
You're going to what?
To the Visalia DX convention.
Oh, okay. Normally I would ride with Matt, but that's okay. We'll see. We'll have plenty of time to organize that. Thanks, guys. All right, let's see. I'm pointed. Where am I pointed? I'm still pointed toward the Bay, Nevada. So let me get over to Sacramento here and see who we have.
Don't forget that Rob and I, as far as I know, will probably be absent tomorrow night for class.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, okay. KC5, DTU.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, while you're turning your antenna net, I'll chat you for just a minute, and then I'm going to go in. I am absolutely whooped. I spent the day on that hillside climbing up and down. I got 2 of the 3 rails put in, towers cut down to size and bolted together and everything, and 2 of them are up, and we started mounting panels on those. But it's so steep and awkward with those big panels that it's a 2-person job. We're about halfway done. Jen's been helping me, and unless you've got something important, I'd like to beg off tomorrow because she'll still be here so we can finish this thing up, over.
No, go ahead, and you and Jen get your cardio.
Yeah, she's getting to work off, but I got a little pattern. I get 3 panels prepared down on the trailer, and then she comes out, helps me carry them up the hill and get them hung on the racks and everything, and then she can go take a break and do something else while I get those bolted in, and then I create 3 more to go up. And so we got a pattern. But anyways, okay, we're going to do that then, and I'm going to check out of here. I am tired. I'm going to go relax. K6MYC in the net, W6BBS.
Okay, very good. See you when we see you. Thanks for checking. And we'll see you tomorrow night on 1296.
Roger.
Good night, Frank. W6BBS, KM6SR.
Night, Rob.
Rob, do you want to spin down toward KV6RQU and give him a call? I'll keep going with the Sacramento boys here. I'll stand by when you make the call.
Okay, I'm going that way.
We're missing a few regulars, AA6S and WA6AAJ. Anybody else in the San Fernando, San Joaquin Valley?
Copy.
Uh-oh, WB. I know that's you, Dane, but was that you that broke up, or somebody came on top of you? Go ahead.
I'm guessing someone come on top of me.
That was okay that time. It just went into full oscillation.
Ah, the joys of ham radio.
Anyway, we've got you. Good to hear you. Good evening. Been catching you at odd times here, so we haven't had a lot of chance to chat lately. But anyway, you're doing well down here this evening. I'm pointed sort of up that way. Well, I swung the antenna now and pointed toward Sacramento, but still pretty much in your direction. Let's see who we have in Sacramento. KR6MR, are you there, John?
This is KR6MR. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to check in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, kind of noisy tonight. I don't know what's going on. K6MYC, KR6MR, Bozo 759. Everyone else is over on Simplex, screaming politics about Russia and the Ukraine. Over.
Well, this was a deadline day yesterday on Russia making up their mind on whether they were going to respond to Germany and Germany's declaration of war against Russia. So what happened there?
I don't know. I'm not listening to it. There's too much hot air going on. Oh, really? Here we are.
Okay.
SRR?
Somebody's distorting. Who was that?
Oh, it's just hot air. Well, these are hot air, Bill. I get a lot of cold air coming from the left. That's true. Anyway, I've checked in there, Mike.
Oh, I don't know who it is. Who is I?
Oh, this is KR6MR 776, and Darren will be here momentarily.
Two of you talking at once. Okay, I got you, John, and I hear 776 in there. Good evening, Bill. Take one, and then we'll shoot it over to Darren. Go ahead.
Nope, that's all. Just where we're here, we're going to check in, and we're just having a friendly discussion from a guy who had some questions, and so that's all. We're just exploring our, and I try not to say too much because every time I do, then I wind up getting, what I say regurgitated back at me, and then I wind up losing a friend over it. So I try not to get into too many discussions out there, but once in a while my button gets pushed or my rope gets pulled, and then I start jabbering. So anyway, I've said enough, and good evening, one and all, KO6KD.
Well, just to clarify for me, were you talking about current stuff in Ukraine, or just general overview of Ukraine/Russia? Over.
General stuff, and well, apparently it had to do with the official bringing in of Sweden into NATO and the ramifications that is now going to represent.
The ramifications of something, and you went into distortion for me. I didn't get it.
Sweden being officially brought into NATO.
Who's being officially brought into NATO?
Sweden.
Oh, I thought that had occurred some time ago. It was certainly approved a long time ago. Russia didn't make a big deal about that, though, did they?
Well, apparently on the State of the Union address, at least that's the scuttlebutt, is that on the State of the Union address, that's when it became official that it was official at that point that they were now members of NATO, so which is in violation of a it's actually almost a 40-year-old agreement. So anyway, I'm not going to get into it. That's all. We're just discussing that. That started the whole thing.
A 40-year-old agreement with who?
Okay. George W. Bush, Tony Blair, and Premier Gorbachev.
Oh, okay. So they agreed many years ago that Sweden was not going to become a member of NATO.
No. That NATO.
SRR?
One single step closer towards Russia, and that there would not be a common border between Russia and NATO, because they were talking about the Ukraine. I'm not going to get into it. That's it. I've already pissed off people over on 2 meters. I'm not going to do the same here on 6. So anyway, but now we don't have a country buffer between NATO and Russia. Now we have a line. You can put your foot over the line. You can bring your foot back. You're going to have the 38th parallel here in a matter of months. Russia's going to have their people guarding their side of the border. Sweden's not going to be able to protect their side, so they're going to look at that as an aggression. America's going to have to bring their people in. You're going to have what you have down in Guantanamo Bay. You're going to have what you have in Korea with people then, the guarding either side. It's a powder keg, and I'm just saying it made things a hell of a lot worse by allowing that country in.
Okay, well, we don't have to go any further with this. I thought the big flap I knew about Sweden, but I didn't think that was a big deal. I thought that had been resolved already with Russia. According to the Swedes, I thought it was resolved. Listen to a Swedish guy, they think it was resolved. That's the word I got. Doesn't matter. Well, they'll sort it out.
Yeah, well, the whole world will sort it out.
All right.
KO6K, yes, 7-3.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't have the noise blinker on here, but I do have... Oh, I do have the noise blinker on. Okay, I got bad noise pointed in your direction. I'm picking up my neighbor tonight. Okay. I'm getting distortion on your audio. It was mushing the syllables a little bit. All right, very good. So I've got you and Darren. Let me get Darren in here. KJ6KFB, Darren.
Good evening, Mike. KJ6KFB. Number 756, over.
Yeah, got you a good signal. You're a little stronger here than you were on 222, but good copy on both bands, over.
Well, let's hope the radio doesn't decide to do...
The radio did just decide to, right in the middle of a word there, over. Yeah, the radio just went away on him, Bill. Who was that? Who was the other one? Somebody said something. Give me the Bozo number again, please. Repeat. The station trying to check in. Give us a repeat. Kilowatt 6, Mike, Yankee, Charlie. Everybody else stand by, please. Well, now he's not coming in. Somebody said something. Who was that? That was you, but I can't hear who you is.
1063.
Who is it? Who is it, Darren?
P-A-Z.
I'm not even copying you very well. Take it slowly. Give it to me phonetically. B-A-B sounds like 60 other things. Over.
1063.
Okay, 1063. And who is it?
K9 Tango Alpha Zulu. K9 Tango Alpha Zulu. His name is Jack.
Yeah, somebody please relay for me. 9 Tango Alpha Zulu, 1063, Jack.
Yes, I hear you, Jack. Give me the Bozo number one more time. You got covered up a little bit, over.
Try it again, Jack.
9 Tango Alpha Zulu, 1063, Jack.
Yeah, now he's faded down. Somebody else give him his Bozo number, please.
Jack, it's 1063.
1063.
Roger, Jack, got it that time. Yeah, just a lot of fading, and you're right on my noise floor here. I've got a little power line noise or inverter noise from a neighbor, and it's making me keep the blanker on, and it distorts the audio slightly. 1063, we've got it. Thank you. Good to hear you. Thanks for checking in quite regularly here, Jack. Good luck up there. K9 Tango Alpha Zulu, K6MYC. Thanks for the feed through and help, Darren, over.
USL, hope to be radio.
What's that? Your radio quitting again on you.
Yep, did it again.
Yeah, what is it that's going on? He gets half a word in and stops.
Yeah, because the radio goes into a complete shutdown and reset. It's obviously he's getting RF coming directly off of his 6-meter antenna into his DC operated radio, and it just causes it to go into a complete reset whenever he's got. Only when he's pointed towards you. He can point the antenna any other direction and it doesn't do it, but only when he's pointed towards you.
A little ferrite on the power cord leads would probably solve that, wouldn't it?
Well, we've tried all sorts of things, but I'm going to ask him again when he gets everything reset and see if we. I've got some ferrites, or torites I'll give to him and see if we can't isolate it some more. But his operating position is directly below his 6-meter antenna, which is about 30 feet above him, and it's all DC operated, and you know he doesn't have any ground. Anyway, it's just you know what we're dealing with there. So it just resets and that's it.
Okay, well maybe he's got RF on the feed line. Does he have a balun on the antenna?
I don't. I presume so, but I know he's got one inside the shack.
Well, you need the balun at the antenna. What in the hell are you doing with a balun outside in the shack? That's not where they belong. What antenna is he using on 6 here?
5-element Cushcraft.
Oh Jesus. Okay, with a T-mat, with a gamma match. He has to put a choke up there at the antenna. He's probably just getting it coming down the feed line.
I'm going to have to ask him, and I'll cover the bases tonight, and I'll let you know tomorrow.
Okay. Very good. Anybody else up there on 6 meters? I should try for Reading. Let's see if we can get Reading, although I'm not sure I'm going to do very good with this noise I have in here. Let me get the antenna right toward Reading.
KM6SR.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
KB6RQU. Rick, you on tonight for the 6-meter Bozo Net? KM6SR, standing by. Well, I got John 711. KB6RQU. Are you on tonight, Rick? Over. I'm not hearing Rick, Mike. We got John there, 711 K6.
Yeah, I got John. Thank you. Did ask John if he got anybody on 222. Did he get Ralph on 222? I can't copy John. He's too weak. What did he say, Rob?
He said he tried, but he couldn't get him tonight. KM6SR.
Okay. Thanks for trying, John. Okay. Well, let's try one more time. Let me go to Reading here. Reading. If you're copying me at all, try CW, KD6SO, KD6 sopping wet, KD6SW, K6MYC, over. Does anybody hear any CW in there? I guess not. Let's try again. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, Reading. Charlie November 80, Charlie November 80, Reading. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC, calling and listening. Well, I'm running late, so he may have just given up on us. Okay, I'm going to go west. Here we go.
Whiskey, Radio X-ray.
Yeah, W2WRX. Good evening, Carl.
Aloha. I thought you missed me, but anyway, checking in number 294.
Roger. Roger, Carl. Good to hear you here on 6 again. Over.
Roger, Net. Do you hear me okay? Are you hearing me okay?
Yes, it's just that you're distorting in my noise blanker. It's not your fault. It's the blanker.
Okay.
I got terrible power line or inverter noise tonight.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I get it. Same thing here.
Well, I got one neighbor, and I happen to be pointing right at him right now, and that's the problem. A lot of people check in, and they're all in his direction, more or less. And he's about a quarter of a mile away from me, but we're antennas line of sight to his inverter.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Anyway, aloha, mi amigo.
Aloha, getting ready for the Hawaii Net.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Take care and have fun. Say hi to everybody over there. There's supposed to be one Hawaii guy that's supposed to be checking into the net here. He's going to try anyway. He's got a K6 call with /King Henry. I don't know whether he'll be on your net tonight or not. Who knows? W2WRX K6MYC. Aloha.
Aloha there, Mike. Have a good one and have a mai tai on me. W2WRX.
Thank you. Okay, I'm still toward Sacramento. Is there anybody else before I go toward Oakley and Discovery Bay? Okay, Oakley, Discovery Bay coming up here. Let's see here. That should be pretty close, guys. W6SSW, K6MYC. N6RO, K6MYC. Radio Oscar and W6SSW, W6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC. No, nobody there. Maybe they'll check in a few minutes here. I'm a little bit late. I had to stop for dinner. Okay, going down toward Russ there, K6ERF. K6 Echo Romeo Fox in Martinez, K6MYC. Russ?
Good evening, Mike. 199 checking in. You were much stronger earlier, but I copy you fine now. You're S5, S7.
Yeah, it's wandering around, and we're in that time zone around 8 o'clock when the band starts to go flaky. Good to hear you. Hopefully getting settled in up there, over.
There's still a lot of work. I'm exhausted every day. All the new stuff is being moved in by my son and his wife, and it's one of those things one has to endure, I guess. Anyway, tell you more about it later. Say 73 from now, we'll catch you the next net night.
Yeah, we'll catch you Wednesday for sure. And this band's unstable tonight. You've got kind of a funny little one cycle per second fade. You're up one word and down the next, so it's a difficult copy, but I got it. Hopefully you can, things will start to settle out here now that you've got everybody sort of halfway moved in there. Good luck with that. Hopefully everything goes smoothly and continues to get easier. K6 Echo Romeo Fox, K6MYC. Thanks, Russ. Now down into the Bay Area, hopefully it's better propagation of the Bay Area than I'm getting from Russ here. Okay, Bay Area, W6PQL, K6MYC. WB6JNN, K6MYC. Anybody in the Bay Area, K6MYC, Bozo Net, Bay Area.
And WA6AXX.
Okay, I hear you, Ed, but I heard a very, very weak voice just before you came in. Did you hear that?
Yes, that was KB6WSC.
Okay, well, let's hang on a second. Let me get you logged in and him logged in, and then we'll see if I can't have him transmit again, and I can see if I can peek on him, see why he's so weak here.
K6MYC, K6MYC, KB6WFC, Kilo Bravo 6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie.
Yeah. I got you now, Mike. You're back up to Q5. You must have been in a terrible no. The propagation going east-west is very poor tonight. It was good going up into Nevada, but you're very light here. Let me go back up a little bit for you. This should be just a tad better. This could be just a little better for you. Is that any better, Mike?
Yeah, it's definitely Q5 for sure. Sounds good, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I wish it was better copy, but it's Q4, readability 4, and strength nothing. Boy, it's just awful. Anyway, thanks, Mike. Thanks for checking in here, as always. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775 and over to 773. You want to take a listen and see if there's anybody else? I seem to be hearing everybody very poorly or not at all tonight. Ed, over.
Yeah, very good. Anybody else around on 6 meters for Bozo Net, WA6AXX listening?
AB6SR 807.
Got 807. Good evening, Stan. AB6 Sugar Radio, good to hear you. And let's see, you were planting things yesterday. You're still planting today?
No, you're very weak, Mike. Maybe I should keep it short, so I haven't done much here. No, not very good copy at all, so I expect no trouble from me. K6NYC, AB6 to start.
Well, that's weird. I'm running lots of power. Let's see here. There's
Intel, Mike, it's rough copy for me. Not very good tonight.
I got good copy on you. That's why I'm struggling with why you're having trouble with me. I'm running 1500 at you now, over. He must...
Okay, yeah, Stan isn't hearing you very well, so I don't know why. But Stan, Mikey asked you if you were, apparently you were planting some things yesterday. Did you do some more planting today?
Yeah, I sowed a few more tomato seeds today, but didn't do much else.
Okay, well, usually I plant tomato seeds. How are they different?
I just did 2 varieties. I love the little sun gold orange one.
Okay. So you take me seriously. I was just comparing tomato and tomato. That was all.
Yeah, you say tomato and I say toothbrush.
There you go. Okay, back to Mikey. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
I say hood and you say bonnet, don't you?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Now, I'm copying you. You must have some terrible power line noise there because I'm running buku power at you, over.
Yes, I heard you were running 1500 watts, so yeah, you... how can I say? You came up to about 5 and 6 and then just faded again, so quite a bit of QSB for me.
Yeah, okay, well, no worries. How much power are you getting out of your radio?
I'm running 100 watts out of the MT920. It's pretty old rig here.
Yeah, well, if I went to 50 watts or 100 watts, you wouldn't even know I was here. I can go to 100 watts easily. Let me do that. Here's, just so you can see. Here's 100 watts, 100 watts, 100 watts, 100 watts. And back to 1500. Over.
Yeah, okay. You were down at the noise level, so could just barely copy. Anyway, you're a little bit better now than you were earlier, so I'm copying you very well now. Back to you.
Okay. When I say 1500 watts, I may be lying to you, over.
Yeah, okay.
and not on the low side.
Yeah, okay. Nothing much from here. I just keep it short. Thought I would check in and see if I could hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, you must have terrible local noise. Is your S meter reading anything there, Stan?
No, I can hear you okay, but yeah, I mean my antenna is not that special, so maybe you should just talk to Ed and call it a day with me, okay?
Yeah, Roger. Well, I'm copying you. I'm your armchair copy here. That's why I'm struggling with why you're having so much trouble. I'm trying to figure out what's the problem on your end. I don't have a problem on this end. You're good copy. I'm not missing anything here. Okay, on the tomato joke and the little orange ones. I like the little orange ones too. I haven't done tomatoes of my own here for several years. I got too many other things to take care of by myself. When the wife was alive, we did have a little garden most of the time, but just too much to deal with these days. And it's not worth it from a cost standpoint to me. I have a hot house. I have everything here, but it's just too much work. I got too many other things to do upkeeping the property. Anyway, Stan, what's the antenna you're using and how high is it right now? Over?
I'm just using a Delta loop which was designed by W6NBC.
Okay, and it's horizontally polarized and how high?
Yeah, it's a couple of 10-foot pieces of half-inch copper with, I think, 31 inch across the top.
Okay. And how high is it?
It was in QST last September, October, I believe. So I just threw it together last year.
He didn't get the question. How high? What is the height of the antenna, Stan? How high?
It's about 6 feet off the ground. No distance at all.
Well, no wonder. You're hearing all the ground noise around you. That's what your problem is. You're hearing all the crap that's around you there. I don't think you have the preamp on the radio either, but it's an old radio. It may not have a preamp on 6. All right, no worries. We'll let you go. And it's a huge difference, but I just was trying to get a feel for your station on 6 and why it's so far down from 2 meters and why you're having so much more trouble copying. But it's at 6 feet above the ground. You're only a quarter wave up. You're almost radiating straight up. Stan, over. And he's not hearing me. Anyway, Ed, thanks for the relay. Finish up with Stan there, and then we'll see if there's anybody else over there. AB6SR with a WA6AXX to take it, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, Stan, Mikey just said, with the antenna that low, the vertical pattern it's basically straight up. So if you get it up higher, it'd be great. But glad you check in anyway, and I'm happy to relay. So anybody else on 6 meter Bozo Net want to check in WA6AXX? Yeah, WA6JYU, WA6AXX. Mikey, did you hear, I forget the guy's name, sorry. Did you hear JYU?
No, I have to turn up toward Dublin where he is there. I didn't hear him at all. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think he's in Nevada, is that right? And tell me your name again. My name is Ed, Echo Delta. Go ahead, JYU. Okay, yeah, he's turning your way. So it's Jack in Novato. So you've pointed that way before Mikey. So hopefully you can pick him up. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, I got everything, Jack, except I didn't get your Bozo number. Give me your Bozo number again, Jack. Over. I think the last two numbers 58, but I couldn't get it. Ed, can you repeat it for me?
I think I heard 741. 741, is that right, Jack? Yeah, 741, Mikey.
Okay, got your 741. I couldn't read it when he gave it to me, though. I heard 3 syllables being pronounced, but I didn't get any of it right, so I don't know. He's pretty weak here. Yeah, he's got a broken quad. It's a 2-element quad that's been 2 elements. It's been broken down, so it's just a 1-element quad, and it's been that way for a couple of years. One of these days, Jack may get somebody over there to help him fix it. Anyway, thanks for checking in, Jack. Always good to hear you. I wish I could hear you better, but conditions are very poor tonight. Very poor propagation for some reason, and I don't know why. But I'm giving you 1,500 watts or so for your ears there. I run power for the pleasure of the listener, hopefully. Hi. 7-3, Jack. Good evening. WA6, is it WA6JYU or KA6JYU, K6MYC? Got the S9 at times, and that was all I got, Ed. What did he say? Other than, what was his, oh heck, I forgot. What was his power, I guess, is what I asked him. Doesn't matter. Thanks, Ed. Finish up with him. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, I think you were up as high as S9, but now you're S1, so lots of QSB, and it is WA6JYU. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, I remembered that, and that's what I wrote down, but then I got thinking, I wonder if I got that right. Okay, well, he's just weak, but that's funny because he's the same signal strength all the time. He hasn't got any QSB that would relate to S9 to S1. I mean, I hear every word. Some words are not readable, but every word is about the same signal strength. Some are just more audible than others, or more readable than others. He's right on the fringe. So I'm hearing okay. I'm sure he's not running more than 100 watts. So I'm just struggling as to why people are having so much trouble with me. I have no VSWR. Everything's going to the antenna, and lots of it. All righty. Let's see. Anybody else in the Bay Area? We're missing W6PQL. We're missing a whole bunch of people. Let me come back toward the Bay Area a little bit.
Oh, you're not missing me. I'm just hanging around here.
Hey, Mike, who was the last guy you were talking to?
Okay. I hear you, Jim. What did you say, Rob?
What was the last guy you were talking to? I didn't get it written down. I got another radio going over.
WA6JYU 741.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Jim, W6PQL, good signal here. It's funny because everybody else is way down, over.
Well, it's not ripping and roaring here, but it's okay. Yeah, Jack's been around a long time. He's been on 1296 for 30, 40, 50 years, and a pretty accomplished fellow, but always had, in the past run reasonably low power and so forth, and just kind of dabbles in the hobby, but always been there. So, anyway, 52 was there tonight, W6QIW down in Santa Barbara, and I'm pretty sure he'll be in 1296 tomorrow, so that's it. K6MYC, so I want to call you W6MYC, that guy's dead. W6PQL.
Yeah, you say you did not hear him. I think you said earlier you did not hear him, or you did work him.
I did work him. Roger, he was there.
Oh, okay, good. I'll list him on the log sheet then. Thanks for filling that in. John down here, K6MI, tried for K6TSK, but did not make it. Very, very poor propagation tonight appears to be, Jim, even though we're at an earlier hour. Are you losing me?
That's QSB something. You're probably having trouble with me, too.
Well, you're in there, but you're marginal.
Okay, well, I'll let you continue on. I just wanted to pass that along to you. See you later.
Yeah, you're S1, S2 on the meter, but it sounds like S9 here, so no problem. This radio is amazing. Even with the 2 preamps on it, not doing much for the S meter, but certainly get good copy. And I'm now pointed away from my friend there with the noise, so I could turn the blanker off and get rid of all the distortion. Good evening, Jim. Take care. Thanks much, and we'll see you tomorrow night on 1296. I think you were referring to WA6JYU. Has been around a long time, but a little bit of activity on 1296, but never does very big station over there. Isn't that who you were referring to?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Very good. Let you go. Anybody else in the Bay Area? We're missing a lot of people in the Bay Area. I'm a little bit late, but we've been struggling getting people out of the noise here tonight. K6MYC Bozo Net, Bay Area, Bay Area. Okay. I guess that's it. The only one we don't have yet is KW6S. Let me see if Tom is in here. KW6S. Tom, are you there?
6S, just waiting my turn here.
Oh, don't waste your turn. When you hear me call the Bay Area, you're in the Bay Area. I don't care if you call in then, over.
Okay, well, no, I've been doing a lot of other stuff here, but I was just kind of listening in the background here. Something I meant to ask you about, there's a ham there in the Fresno area named, I think it's Kerry James, and I got my instructor at Fresno City College was a guy named Buzz James, and it was a ham, and I don't know if his kids were hams or not, but I'm wondering if there's any relationship there between Kerry and Buzz James.
Well, Kerry's a black guy. It was, I can say that truthfully and with no trepidation about it, because it's funny. First 15 years he was in the service, they had him listed as white, and you sure as hell can tell the difference if you look at him, over.
Okay, well, that's probably answers that question.
Yeah, I figured it would. Oh, Kerry's pretty old. He's in this, he's pushing 80 or more.
Oh, okay, yeah, this guy's sons would probably be 60 or 70.
Yeah, well, anyway, Kerry, I see Kerry on a regular basis. In fact, he checked into the net here this evening. KC5, Delta Tango United. He's been all over, so he's picked up calls in a number of different areas, but he's had KC5 DTU for quite some time here. But he lives in Clovis, and he could probably work you if you turned right at him. But generally, he's got a little 4-element that I gave him a long time ago. It's at about 20 feet, so it's not a big station over there, but he does get out pretty well. He does well on 1296 also. But usually just comes out, checks in, talks local. We talk a lot of politics. He's really into heavy stuff, way beyond what we can talk about on the air many times, over.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that part of it too. So, yeah, I just was kind of wondering, and I had run across him. I guess I heard his call and I looked him up on QRZ. So then I got to like James. Boy, wait a minute. That was Buzz James. I don't remember his call, but he kind of got me started towards ham radio, along with the guy that was in the same class with me, although he was far advanced, is WB6IXE, and he was a 40-meter CW only, I think, guy, but he helped me with some radios, and they both kind of helped me get into the club to get my do my code lessons and also take my technician's test. I didn't take the novice test.
Yeah, very good. You never know. It may be that somewhere along the line they're related. Your friend is Caucasian, is he?
Yeah, I just don't remember his call.
But yeah, the other friend isn't, but that was WB6IXE, and he was quite the guy there in Fresno for a lot of things, motorcycles and a track star from Selma, and just really neat guy. And he passed away about maybe 2 years ago. I kept meaning to get in and visit him there. He's kind of in the west side of Fresno, and never did.
Yeah, too bad. And he was a black guy?
Yeah, and I think Ken knew him pretty well.
And what was his name again?
Ansel Robinson.
Oh, Ansel Robinson. Sure, I knew Ansel now. That's a very famous track star name.
Yeah, he was a really neat guy, and he had an airplane that he'd rebuilt, and he used to put Volkswagen engines in BMW motorcycles, and make large fuel tanks for motorcycles that look stock but hold twice as much fuel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Ansel Robinson, of course, I went to Fresno State here, and he I think he was did he go to school at Fresno State, or was he at Cal Poly, or where was he? But I remember that name.
You know, I don't really know. I know he went to high school in Selma, and that's about all I knew. His dad worked at Van Gas as a mechanic, and yeah, Ansel, he's the first guy that showed me a big amp that had I think a pair of 3-1000s on it.
Yeah, lit the room up, didn't it?
Yeah, and that was a lot of voltage and a lot of current too.
Yeah, you can run. So if you push them a little bit, you push 6,000 or 7,000 volts on them. You could get 10 kW out of a pair of those for a short while.
As I remember, it's 6 kV.
Yeah, that's right. 6 kV to 10 kV. You really push them. Anyway, yeah, very good on Ansel. That's wonderful. I'll ask Kerry if he ever ran across Ansel. And they sound like, I think the reason I know the name, I don't think I ever met him, but I think he was a schoolmate in one form or other with Myrna, because she went to school in Reedley and all around Selma. She was born in Selma, so, you know, she lived and grew up down there and went to Fresno State and was very much, we watched all the track stars and all the pole vaulters and everybody at Fresno State, even though I wasn't going to school at the time. I think I met Myrna. Where did I meet her? Yeah, it was at Fresno State. I was a junior at Fresno State, and we went to a sports night. And I met Myrna. First time I saw her, she was bouncing up and down on a trampoline, and she was stacked up pretty well, so I really caught my eye over.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Ansel, he went to the Olympics, I think, in the early 50s. And I don't know, you could probably nail that down, but yeah, I think he said he held a world record in the hurdles that would never be broken because they changed the distance, so nobody would ever run that again. I think it was like 400 yards to 400 meters.
Yeah, 440 is what it was, 440, and then they went to 400 meters. Okay. Well, that's great. What a good memory. And I'm sure that's where I knew him from, because Myrna would have known him or known of him. She was very much into sports, so she would have known the name at least, even if they weren't quite schoolmates. She probably, her brother might have gone to school with Ansel, because he was about 3 or 4 years older than Myrna. That sounds like the same window, and her brother was a big football player at the high schools, and I don't know if he went to college, but he went into service, but he was a very big athlete in Fresno.
Yeah, well, Buzz and Ansel really got me hooked up with actually Herb Lyon, W6OWL, who did the class, and Ansel helped me along with getting the radio to start listening on, and helping me and helping me through a lot of those things that when you just start wanting to get into ham radio that you don't know yet.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know, isn't that true? Anyway, you'd get a kick out of Kerry one of these days. Maybe if you come over for the Visalia DX convention, I don't know, maybe I can get Kerry to come down and go to that. He's not much of an HF DXer, but if nothing else, there'll be a lot of Bozo members down there. I know Dave over here at WA6LOL is going to go, and quite a few of the guys over here will go down to Visalia. So maybe that'd be a good place to meet up with Kerry. We get off in a corner and talk serious politics. He was in the service for many years, and then he left the service and he joined the Border Patrol, which was the Border Patrol. Now it's the DHS, of course. But he was very frustrated because he got quite high in rank, and he was running quite a crew on the border, and then he would be called back to Washington to give a report of what was going on and what they needed, and he'd go back there and he'd tell them what was wrong and what we were doing wrong and how they could improve it, and then they even made a video back there one time when they looked at the video when it was all done and they discarded it. Now, he doesn't need any of that stuff, but they ignored him completely. Very frustrating, obviously, because he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. And he was there running the show, and they ask you what you need, and you tell them, and they said, nah, you don't need that. Bye.
Yeah, that's, I kind of know that from at least 3 different directions. We're going, Barbara and I are going to go and to Visalia on Thursday. We're going to come through Fresno. We've got a couple of things we need to do in Fresno, just quick stops, and then we'll end up in Visalia. I was hoping you could sort of promote some sort of a meeting for Bozo folks. You know, come up with some idea of where we can all meet, besides wearing a colorful hat.
You mean a clown uniform?
Yeah, I would think that might not be the right way to go about it.
I had a partner one time at KLM. He was a short-term partner, but he did join the company for a little while. His name was Laszlo Kiss. I don't know if you ever knew Laszlo, but he was very dark-skinned. He wasn't, he was just dark-skinned, but he was from someplace in Europe. Anyway, he came one day to the convention, but he dressed up and he made his skin even darker, and he put a Arab sheet on him, so he was dressed up in a big white cloth with a hood and everything. And he had sunglasses on, and he had a big sign on his chest. My call sign is 4QUOM. 4QUOM. Over.
Yeah. Well, there's oh.
Remember that?
Name. It's big with the ARRL. He always shows up as Dr. something L1 AR.
If you say 4Q2OM too fast, you know what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah, some people don't get it. They take it as a call sign. That's a call. I've never heard that call. Where is that from? He was all dressed up as an Arab.
Yeah. Well, used to be the flea markets up here would have some various people in odd costumes, I guess, and that still goes on a bit.
I'll be darned. Well, anyway, yeah, you get a kick out of Kerry. He's a good guy. He's going to come up either tomorrow or the next day. He came up, I think, a week ago, about a week now, and he had gotten a lot of free compost from a nursery or somebody that he deals with. And they said, I'll give you all the free compost. So he took his pickup up there, and they unloaded about a ton or half a ton of compost into the back of his pickup. and he only has a tiny little lawn. So he said, I don't need all this stuff. Do you need any compost? I sure, bring it up. So he came up and we talked politics for 2 hours, and then I said, I've taken enough shit from you. I'll take your compost and you can go home. Over.
Yeah. Well, did he go home or did he give you a little more?
Oh no, he's going to come back because he didn't use all the stuff that he thought he needed when he took it home. So he's going to come back up either tomorrow or the next day and give me the rest of it. It covered my entire front lawn. That's beautiful stuff. Black, beautiful. Created by one of the local places around here that does compost, but just beautiful stuff. And so it's hopefully will spark up my lawn a little bit in the front yard. Anyway, he's coming up with that. And he was at the club meeting the other night. He came to the amateur radio club meeting. He's not a member, but we invited him, and he came over. And we had a great time, he and Dave and several others. LOL was there from Sonora, and Rob, of course, took me down there. Ken Holden was there, and Ken's president, so he had to be there. And so it was a good time.
My first club meetings way back when it used to meet in the PG&E building downtown, and then there was another repeater group that met at one of the banks, I think it was, and somewhere on Blackstone, and used to be there. He and W6YEP were pretty prominent in getting everything done around there.
Yeah, Pat's going very quiet. I don't know what's actually going on in his life. He's kind of lost it. I think he's still sort of dabbling in ham radio, but nothing major. He used to be very active on VHF and weak signal stuff and all that, and he's just gone very quiet. And gave away a lot of stuff. I think took down some towers. He gave me some 1 1/4 feed line that I'm still using here. And so I don't know what he's doing these days. Let's see. Anyway, Kerry has got quite a background, so he keeps in touch with the DHS guys. He's got some high-level friends that give him, inside information on what's going on, and both that and in the armed services as well. He's got connections there, and he also has a pretty good team. He's on computer all the time, talking to a team of guys that are always researching and looking up and confirming, cross-checking stories and stuff that comes out to see if it's real or not. By the way, I turned the antenna a little bit away from the Bay Area, and I've turned the power down a little bit. I assume you didn't. You're not having any trouble with it.
No, I didn't even notice it earlier when you went from 1500 to 100. I didn't notice the difference. The S meter made a difference, but I didn't notice any difference on the audio. I don't think I've ever been on 6 meters that it was this quiet here for me. For a while there had breakfast meetings for the Fresno Club at a couple different restaurants, and I would come down and get my dad and take him to those, and we got to a couple of them. I saw Pat at the last one we went to, I think, and then they kept switching where they were meeting. I know one time we wandered in, and the waitress, I was looking around, and I told her who we were looking for, and she said, oh, no, they thought our prices were too high, so now they're over at somewhere on Blueberry Hill or somewhere. So we went over and met with them there, and that might have been a lunch. I don't think it was a breakfast. But, my dad... pretty much all the people he hung out with had died off.
Hang on. Pick you up in a minute.
Really, never really got connected again in later years.
Yeah. Hang on, there was somebody underneath that broke it down twice. I'm sorry I didn't let you in the first time. Tom's so strong over here, I can't hear it. Who's the break?
N6RO.
Oh, there you are. I got you. N6RO, we swung by, but it was about 9 o'clock or a few minutes after 9, and I think you'd already given up on me, over?
No, I was still engrossed in my friend's guitar concert that they put on live stream every night of the week. So I just took in the whole show, figuring that you'd be here late, and sure enough, you are.
Okay, well, we got you logged in. I didn't hear Steve either. Just check quickly and see if Steve is there. I'm pointed towards Santa Cruz. I may not hear him.
Steve, you there? I guess it's too late.
Yeah, I did swing by and called a couple of times, both you and Steve, and I do work Russ briefly, but a very short contact with Russ. Conditions were terrible. He was just barely above the noise and was struggling with me, so it's cleared up now. I'm pointed towards Santa Cruz. I'm at about 265 right now, so you're getting to me off of a mountain somewhere.
No, I'm pointed directly at you, so it's just I'm running for power.
Oh, well, that may be the power. Are you hearing Tom at all?
I could just barely hear a voice. I didn't want to interrupt your conversation there, but I wanted to get on the roster. Anyway, I may not make 1296 tomorrow night. It's the monthly Zoom meeting of the NCCC. But if I can break away, I'll do it. 7-3s for now. I hope you've had your dinner in 6RO.
Yeah, I had a break. I got done with the net about 7 or 8 minutes after 8, and I took about 15 minutes and ate a nice hamburger that Matt had made for me. So I did have a legitimate stop and eat dinner tonight rather than trying to do it while I was on the net. That's why we got a little late here on 6 meters. I didn't get back till about 8:30. So anyway, thanks for checking in, Ken, and okay on tomorrow night. If we hear you, we hear you. We'll keep an ear out for you and try to catch, give a couple of swings by you there to see if you're there. In N6RO Oakley, K6MYC 73.
Good, 73, and maybe see you tomorrow for sure on Wednesday.
Yep, for sure. Okay, anyway, Tom, that was, you probably heard a little bit of Ken there, N6RO, right?
Yeah, I could hear him, I've got no noise level tonight. It's 0. And I could hear him just a little bit. I turned the antenna up there when he's talking, and we could have probably struggled through a contact for a contest, but that would be about it.
Yeah, well, he was running power, and he's also got 2 or 3 different antennas. He's got one of our 5 elements. I think he's got one of our 7 elements, and then he's got an LFA also. There's 3 or 4, 3 choices anyway, and a whole loop, which he sometimes transmits on when he's just generally listening. So he's got quite a big, extensive 6-meter station capability there, but he runs a kilowatt too. So, and you're running power, so it looks like if you pointed back toward each other, you could probably hear him. He was quite a ways off of you because he was pointing down at me, which means he's pointing at about 300 minus 180. What would that be, 150 or something?
Yeah, I get him at about 20 degrees off here.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're done, but interesting stuff. Okay, on the club meetings and the breakfast, and some of the early days I did go to some of the Fresno State breakfasts and lunches that they had at various places. We used to do that because we were right in town there, just off of on Blackstone and up in what's the name of the little town? That's at the north end of Fresno. What the hell's the matter with my brain?
Pinedale?
Pinedale. Yeah, we were in Pinedale, so it's real close to nice restaurants there up and down Blackstone. I think we went over several times and had lunch with the club. But I never joined. I'm not much of a joiner. I'm not a club member. I just it's not that I have any disdain or dislike for clubs. I just don't I don't need the social contact. I think it's because I get enough of it here on the radio. Plus, being in business, I was in contact with customers and hams all the time. So it just seemed like I didn't need it. Much like church, I'm not an agnostic, but I don't go to church either for the same reason.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I tried to get my dad reconnected. We'd both been off the air for like 20 years, and I tried to get him back connected with that local hams there, and that never really worked out for him. When he was in San Joaquin Gardens, I got him I made a little antenna that was in his room, and he could hit the local repeaters on 2 meters and 440. And but I don't think he ever used it beyond me trying it out and showing him how everything worked. I did find his logs. He wasn't very technical, but after he died, when I was cleaning stuff out, I found his logs, and he had a lot of 15-meter CW contacts, and that kind of surprised me because he had a log and a transcription of writing down as he copied the CW, so he did a lot more of that than I realized.
Yeah, that'll be darned. You mentioned Herb Lyon the other day. His son, of course, Larry, is sort of active intermittently here with the club. Larry's active in the club, the Fresno Amateur Radio Club. In fact, he was there the other night, and somehow I didn't catch up with him. I can't see anybody anymore, so I have to wait for people to come up to me, or I have to wander up and down the aisles looking for somebody that I might recognize. But if you're just sitting, I don't recognize you. If I get up and see your stature and see you walking, sometimes I can recognize you by your moves. But I didn't run into Larry, but he was there, I guess, because he got a prize or two in the drawing at the end of the meeting. But anyway, he's been intermittently active. He took his dad's station after his dad tried to get him to be a ham all the time he was alive, and then finally after he died, Larry finally got interested in it and became a ham, and he's got quite a station. Just recently, and I don't know whether it's back up now and functioning or not. I should have asked Ken, because I think he was involved in getting Larry's stuff back in the air, but Larry was cranking the tower up or down the other day, and it jammed somewhere, and he kept cranking it with the motor, and the motor broke the cable, and the tower came crashing down and broke the boom on its 40-meter beam, and he damaged some other stuff. So he's been kind of off the air lately and hasn't been checking in here, but he usually checks in on 2 meters and on 6. We've got him antennas up there on the tower that allow him to check in on 2 and 6. So he's still active, but not real active in the sense that where his dad was active. Anyway, you mentioned Herb Lyon, and that's what happened. His same call, Larry took his dad's call, W6OWL. KW6S, K6MYC for a ID.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, Herb really helped me out, and like I said, Ansel and Buzz did. Buzz was my instructor at Fresno City College on a radio and TV repair class, which met 4 nights a week, and then on the Wednesday night I took a class called Communications, which was AC theory and leading to you getting your first phone radio telegraph license. And that was Freeze. I don't remember his first name. I was talking to K6ZMW, and he said that that's who had gotten him a job at teaching at Fresno City College. But anyway, I can reminisce here along with you probably the rest of the night, but I need to get going here, Mike. good talking to you, and I hope we can get together somehow down at Visalia. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, well, look, you're coming down Thursday. I think there's a club meeting, and as I said, there is a club meeting for sure scheduled for Friday that night before the Visalia thing. Why don't you plan on coming to the club meeting? Rob and I will go to the club meeting. I'll go for sure if you're going to be there, and a couple of others. Dave always comes down from Sonora. He's going to be there, and then the next day he'll be wandering down to Visalia. So somewhere, if we can get that settled with you, maybe we can figure out a place where we can all go. From trying to think what day would be a good day. Maybe Friday at noon or something. Friday noon or midday, or we usually go to dinner after the club meeting, and that may be the other one. But there's a lot of Bozo members. Most of the guys that were at the club meeting at the dinner after the show, after the meeting last night was Friday night were all Bozo members. Almost everybody in the room at the dining table were Bozo members, so we could probably do something like that if you want. So think about that, and then getting to Visalia on Saturday would be plenty soon enough, because the displays don't even open till about 10 or 11 in the morning, I think, before the commercial part of it's open. Over.
Yeah, I usually try to get there Thursday night, so there's usually the contest classes, which I used to put on for the Northern California Contest Club, the so-called Contest Academy, and I'd like to sit through some of that, and then they have some DX stuff going on as well, and that's usually on Friday. But yeah, I'll look at the club meeting and see if I can figure a way to work that in.
Yeah, okay, I think the club meeting starts at, what time does it start, 6 or 7, Rob?
It starts at 7, and it's 3239 West Ashland Avenue. Over.
Oh, where is that?
Well, it's in the old TV. Well, what was it? It's now Darrell Storage that bought it, but who had it first? Where Ken worked there, Ken? Rob, over.
It was Channel 21, the Spanish station. It's on Ashland, just east of 99 there, between Marks and Valentine on Ashland, south side of Ashland. Over.
Yeah, okay, yeah. My sister used to live on Ashland, and before they put in some of the freeways there, we would just get off on Ashland and go across town on Ashland. I don't remember where that area is, but once they got the freeways, it's so much quicker to loop around the south side there and come up that way.
Anyway, Darrell Storage is only about 4 or 5 blocks from where M Squared is. I don't know if you've been to M Squared or not on Selland, but it's just around the corner from there, and it's only about a mile and a half east of the freeway 99. So when you come over, it's just jump off on Ashland and go east, and you're at the thing. But if you want to come earlier, we could meet at M Squared or any place if you wanted to. But normally we all go to dinner after the club meeting. Over.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I've been there to pick up antennas a couple of times, and then I've been there for several of the dinners, or lunches, I guess, and bought a few items there. Never tried to sell at the little flea market thing. But, yeah, I'll start seeing how I can put this all together.
Maybe you can just plan on Friday night missing the Visalia. Go Thursday night down to Visalia, see all the guys, and then stay there all day if you want, and then come back up on Friday and come to the Fresno Club meeting, and we have dinner late, and then we'll see you again on Saturday morning at the Visalia again.
Yeah, that might work. That might work real well. I sometimes forget that Visalia and Fresno are a lot closer than Visalia and Santa Cruz.
Yeah, it's about 40-45 minutes between there and the plant and Darrell Storage place there. It's a real nice facility at Channel 21 studio. They had a big kind of an assembly room with a big screen and good audio and all that sort of stuff. So it's a real nice meeting room that Daryl has, Rob has sort of helped Daryl make a decision to let us use over.
Yeah, very good. That sounds like a good plan. I've been kind of out of touch with all that stuff for, well, literally 40 years.
Bob, are you copying Tom over there?
Roger, loud and clear. Real good there. How you doing, Tom? KW6S, KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KW6S. Yeah, I'm hearing you in good shape there too, Rob. Good evening.
Yep, good evening. Just letting Mike do his thing and listening and learning, as I always say. Over.
Yeah, we're just kind of rambling on here, and I'm a good 30 minutes past when I usually try to shut things down here.
Yeah, it's been good anyway, and let's just keep talking about this this thing on a month from now, Friday. And I'm sure we can work it out so that we can get together and have quite a few of the Bozo guys around this area join in. We might even get Frank to come along with us, Frank, and then there's a whole bunch of guys in Fresno. There's 10 or 12 that could easily, at least half of them would join us. I'm sure Rob would be there, Ken, of course, and 2 or 3 others. We've got N6BYH over here that's very active. I don't know whether he'll be there. AA6S, Bill, down in Visalia. He might. He certainly will go to the X convention, I think. And his buddy WA6AAJ, Mike, and Clovis. Maybe we'd get Kerry involved in all this. So heck, we could have quite a gang at a dinner there. We'll have to tell Denny's we need 2 tables instead of 1.
Yeah, we'll kind of start putting some of this together, and yeah, that sounds like a good way to combine the trip. Anyway, I'm going to get rolling on. Really good talking to both of you, Rob and Mike, and I will be on tomorrow night on 1296. KM6SRR, K6MYC, KW6S. Good night.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Good night, Tom. KW6S, KM6SR, 73s.
Yeah, Rob won't be there at 1296 for the next 8 weeks. Ken Holden is giving an extra class license tests, or license class. It's going to take 8 weeks. So he won't be in there for 8 weeks, and several other the 1296 guys won't be in there because they're going to be trying to get their extra class licenses. So it'll be a short net tomorrow night, I can tell you. Anyway, good to hear you, Tom. Thanks much for the long chat, and we can reminisce about. Well, you have pretty good knowledge of the stuff that went around Fresno, and what I didn't experience, I gleaned from Myrna, who grew up and was born in Selma, like I say. So she knew the area and all the track stars and all the guys, you know. All the football players, you know, all those guys. And so that's probably where I picked up some of that. And Ansel Robinson, I don't think I've never met him. But that's strange, too, because being a ham, I don't know how I missed him. But maybe he met me, but maybe I didn't know who I was meeting. Anyway, take care, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow night. KW6S, K6MYC, hanging for the last little bit before we go QRT. Let's see. Did Aaron say he was going to be missing tonight, Rob?
I don't remember.
Seems like he said he wasn't going to be able to get on here tonight, but he's got the stream working, but still working too. So somebody's running that, but maybe he does that from his phone.
K6USY 1079.
Well, you are here. Did we entertain you tonight or not?
Oh, no, it was entertaining. Yeah, it's just, you had enough traffic. I was just sitting back and listening.
Yeah, good. I was just writing you in here. Very good. Didn't mean to ignore you if you ever had anything to add, but, you know, Tom has been from this area. His dad had a huge ranch over in this area, so he kind of grew up and worked over in this area from time to time. And his dad was over here as well, so he has tight connections and some friends over here that from many years ago, as you heard. Anyway, I'm out of here and go finish the last 2 bites of my hamburger. I just couldn't get it all down in the time I had. So I may finish that off and then sit down. I didn't even get time to start a fire tonight. Don't think I'll bother with it. I'll just get off to bed and get on with my day tomorrow. Going to be missing Frank tomorrow, but we have him Wednesday, so that'll be a bigger day anyway. So good night all. Rob, pick it up. You tie the ribbons on it there. KM6SRR in the group, K6NYC, clear but listening out.
Okay, Mike. I hope Tom's able to get going there. We made him a little late there. K6NYC, KM6SR, and K6USY, KM6SR. 73, guys.
Yeah, good night, guys. Yeah, I feel bad for being in Texas next month if you getting all these bozos together for dinner.
Yeah, I guess you're going to miss that, aren't you?
Yep, it's all good. You know, I can't move the moon and the sun, so I have an appointment with the celestial bodies. So, oh well.
Yeah, it's hard to get Mother Nature to get rid of and put those lunar eclipses off for a week or so, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, don't have the money to go see them when they're in exotic places like Egypt or some of the other places where there's been eclipses. So, okay, Mikey, yep, go finish your dinner and go get a cookie.
I'm out of cookies.
Oh, that's a national tragedy.
Yeah, Rob and I ate the last 2 the other day, and Matt hasn't been shopping, so I'm going to have to suffer with any number of other tweets that I have, though.
Oh, very good. I'm sure you'll find something.
Yes, I will.
6SRR and K6NYC, K6USY, DMO6. And good night to the other people still listening on YouTube.
Yeah, good night, Aaron. We didn't have a chance to chat very much at the meeting the other night, but it isn't necessary because we can talk to you here anytime. But it's always nice to exchange a few things face to face. Didn't even get hardly a minute with you, over.
Yeah, my wife was out of town, and I had to cut out early to go pick up my kids.
Oh, I didn't know you were when you left or when you were. I knew I saw you. We shook hands, and I said hi, and then that was the last I think. So I remember talking with you. It was a quickie, but anyway, it was good, and I'm glad to see you. We'll see you later. K6NYC off and clear. Good night, guys.
Good night, 73 K6USY.
Good night, everyone. KM6SR, 73.
Hey, Rob, turn your antenna up this way.
Yeah, I just barely heard him. I'm coming, Dave. Hang on.